You're addicted and you don't even know it. Your brain is trapped in a cycle of endless distraction. Every swipe, every click, every buzz hijacks your focus. But what if you could break free? What if you could reset your mind, rebuild your focus, and reclaim your life? This video will show you how dopamine controls your behavior, how addiction rewires your brain, and how a dopamine detox can unlock your true potential. Stay with me. This is your Mind on Mind XPS. Dopamine is not pleasure. It's the pursuit of pleasure. It's the molecule that makes you move, that pushes you toward goals, that says, go, chase, win. Without dopamine, you do nothing. You sit, you rot, you quit. It's what drives a lion to hunt, a hero to train, a student to study. But today, your dopamine is broken. Why? Because you've flooded your brain with cheap rewards. Instagram, TikTok, Netflix, click, swipe, buzz. Every second you escape discomfort, you're feeding the addiction. And the more you feed it, the less joy you feel. You try to watch a movie, you get bored. You try to study, you open 5 tabs. You try to sit still, you panic. This is dopamine burnout, and it's killing your potential. Dopamine doesn't just affect focus. It controls everything. Your discipline, your energy, even your mood. It's the fuel that powers action, and when it's out of balance, you collapse. You start chasing micro hits, short videos, endless scrolling, notifications, food, porn, but nothing satisfies. Because your brain has built tolerance, you need more to feel less. You've become numb, and the only way out is to reset, to rewire, to reclaim your dopamine. That's the beginning of real change, and it starts now. You weren't born distracted. You were trained to be this way. Think back to childhood. You could play with one toy for hours. You had deep focus, natural curiosity. That was before the rewiring began. The internet changed your brain, not all at once. Slowly, repeatedly. Every ping trained you. Every like conditioned you. Every swipe rewired you. You learned to fear silence. You learned to chase the next hit. You learned that boredom was pain. But here's the truth. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the beginning of deep focus, of real creativity, of breakthroughs. But you were never taught that. You were taught escape. In school, focus was forced. At home, distraction was rewarded. You opened YouTube to relax and got bombarded with stimulus. Fast cuts, bright colors, loud sounds. Your brain adjusted. It started needing that speed, that frequency, that chaos. Now, a textbook feels like torture. A long task feels unbearable. You didn't lose discipline. You lost dopamine balance. And it wasn't an accident. Billions were spent to steal your focus. Apps designed by neuroscientists. Platforms optimized for addiction. They knew exactly how to hijack your brain. And they did. Now you're hooked. But here's the good news. You can reverse it. You can unlearn the addiction and rebuild your mind from the ground up. It starts with awareness. It continues with action. The detox is coming. But first, you need to understand the trap you're escaping. You live in a dopamine economy. Attention is currency, and your brain is the product. Every app is designed to keep you scrolling. Every platform fights to keep you hooked. They don't care about your goals. They care about your data, your time, your clicks. The more distracted you are, the richer they get. They weaponize psychology, infinite scroll, variable rewards, FOMO, all engineered to hijack your dopamine. You open your phone to check one message, an hour disappears. You don't even know how it happened. This is not random. This is by design. And it's everywhere. Food is hyper-processed. Music is hyper-edited. Content is hyper-stimulating. Everything is faster, louder, easier. But your brain was built for effort, for struggle, for reward earned through pain. Now you get the reward instantly, without the work. That's the trap. You've trained your brain to expect high dopamine for a low effort. So when you try to study, or train, or work, it feels empty. It feels pointless. It feels boring. Your mind is screaming, where's the hit? So you escape. Back to the scroll. Back to the quick fix. Back to the trap. But every time you escape discomfort, you lose strength. You lose clarity. You lose yourself. Dopamine isn't evil. It's a tool. And right now, that tool is being used against you. You can't just delete one app and expect to heal. You need a full reset. A system reboot. That's what the detox is for. But before we detox, you need to see what happens if you don't. Let's be brutally honest. If you don't detox, you decline. Not all at once. Slowly, quietly, permanently. You lose your edge. You stop chasing hard goals. You settle for distraction over discipline. Your baseline energy drops. You feel tired, even when you're not. You feel lost, even when you know the path. You start breaking promises to yourself. You stop trusting your own mind. You become a slave to comfort, and comfort kills. You become passive. Scrolling instead of building, watching instead of doing. Days blur together. You wake up with regret. You go to sleep with guilt. Nothing changes because you're too numb to fight back. This is what dopamine dysfunction looks like. Low motivation, low drive, low ambition. The fire goes out, and no one sees it because the world claps for mediocrity. They tell you it's normal. They tell you you're just tired. They tell you to relax. But deep down, you know, you're not tired. You're overstimulated. You're under-challenged. And if you keep going like this, you become a shell, a passive version of your potential. That's the real danger. Not failure, but comfort that turns you into a ghost. You weren't born for this. You were born to build, to conquer, go deep. That version of you still exists, but you'll never reach it if you stay trapped in shallow pleasure. The only way out is pain. Real pain. The pain of detox. And it's coming.